Hi, I'm Danny Knightmare, and we're gonna see Halloween Ends. Well, if Michael there hurries the fuck up. Come on, you old timer! This is just getting really sad. Anyways, I'm gonna go in. Hi, I'm Danny Knightmare, and I'm a horror addict, and I'm bringing back a Let's Go See, mostly out of retirement just because I did one for Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. So I figured I should end the trilogy doing another Let's Go See. And despite that humorous, little skit we had in there, yeah, I mean, Michael, he's getting old, and so is the internet's hate for Halloween. This movie is getting really old real quick. Some people just hate this movie. And, I don't know, I actually liked it. I really did. Was it the movie that I wanted? No, it wasn't. And I think that's why a lot of people were just quick to throw this under the bus and say it's a one-star movie and it's the worst movie in the franchise and all that, because it didn't give them exactly what they wanted. It didn't give me exactly what I wanted. I didn't expect to get what I wanted. I really wanted, like, Danielle Harris to show back up and, go to her sister's funeral. Like, maybe she's just been away. Like, she moved away to get away from the family crazy shit, but that didn't happen. She was at the premiere, and let's not talk about any of that stuff. Jamie Lee Curtis, back again, obviously. Does an amazing job. Even Gory called this, that she was gonna change her lifestyle for her daughter. Like, her daughter died, so she was going to live the life that her daughter always wanted her to have. She's, raising Allison as a grandma, trying to bake pies and being horrible at it. The town hasn't really moved on, but Michael Myers has been missing as they demolished his house. I mean, I don't know, where do you expect him to go? Like, he has no house now. That was, like, his whole goal. They even said that he liked to go to his house, and even the original movie, it's the night he came home. And it's kind of always been what this new trilogy is about, is him to go home so he can stare at himself in the reflection, I guess. That's just what he likes to do. And, kill people that get in the way of him doing that. I guess that was his motive for killing his original sister, because it was her window that he liked to stare at him, and maybe she wasn't letting him stare at that damn window. I don't know. So he killed her, and whatever. I don't know exactly what the plot of that was. Kills didn't really have much of a plot, and it had really bad dialogue. I would say the dialogue is better in this movie than it was in Kills. The kills aren't better. Kills did have the best kills. There's some good kills in this movie. There's not as many. He doesn't take out a whole fire department or town by himself. I personally don't think it's the best in the series, but I far from think it's the worst. It's somewhere in the middle for me is where it probably falls, towards the top, closer than it would be towards the bottom, but still pretty much in the middle. I liked it. It was something completely different. I want to say they did a good job of doing 3 different movies very differently. All 3 of them are very different in this trilogy. But yet they all, feel like they were directed by the same person, so they have a tone, in a sense. I think the humor works a little better in this one. James Jude Courtney comes back as the Shape, does a great job. A lot of people complain that they don't get enough of Michael Myers in this film, and fair enough, I suppose. That's probably what everybody really wanted, but we can't have new things. Hollywood doesn't want to give us new things usually, because when we do get something new like this, we just cry about it, like, we hate it, and just like, we want the same thing over and over again. And I don't know why you have to get mad, about it. I actually kind of think it's cool. I think he does a good job as the Shape once again. Let's also talk about Rowan Campbell, aka Corey Cunningham. And yeah, I mean, his plot and story is really upset a lot of people. It's a character that's very controversial. I feel like he's kind of modeled after Cunningham from Christine. I feel like that's kind of where they were going with him and, his journey into the darkness. In the very beginning of the movie, he is in trouble for a tragedy, not something he did on purpose, but it's one of the best cold openings in the whole franchise. I laughed my ass off on that. I don't know if I was supposed to, but I found it hilarious, and I loved it. I think it's amazing. It's my favorite opening of the all three of the movies from this trilogy and most of the other ones in the franchise. I just love this opening and what happens. It's messed up, I'll tell you that much. Anyways, I think the acting's good. I think Corey, his character is pretty well developed. It's kind of weird that it comes out of nowhere. Maybe they should have sprinkled a little more of him in the other movies so it wouldn't feel so out of left field, and maybe people would have been more accepting about it. I admit, they might have been able to develop that a little better in the previous two movies. That would have made it feel like a better, tight-fit trilogy, I guess. But I'm okay with it. I think it's fine. And a lot of people are mad because you get a lot of him, and less Michael, and less Laurie. But, I mean, they're old. You gotta have the next generation kind of do some of the heavy lifting. Could have gave me more Diana Prince. That would have been cool. That's cool that Darcy actually does appear in this. And from what I hear, there's going to be extended cuts of the film, or at least deleted scenes, where you'll see some more gore and more cool kills that you don't quite get to see in this one because it's not quite as violent as the last one. But you know what? I still think some of those kills are pretty damn cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and say you should see it, or shit, you should own it. I mean, if you like own, I give it an own it. I'm personally gonna own it. I own all the Halloween movies, to be fair, even the ones I'm not a big fan of. There's some that are, you know, not that great. Trick or treat, motherfucker, but it's okay. I own them all, and if you're not a big Halloween fan, you should still see it. I think, honestly, you might even like it more if you're not a huge Halloween fan. I feel like the fandom's a bit toxic sometimes, and again, if you're not a Halloween fan, you might not like this movie or any Halloween movie. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. My recommendation is definitely check it out. In theaters if you can, well, you still can, if it's gone. The box office didn't do that well, but that's because it was streaming at the same time. And, like I said, it got bombed with these horrible, harsh reviews that I feel are completely unfair. But that's life. And people probably just said, hey, you know what, I'll just watch it on Peacock if it's so bad. But it's not. It's really good. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out in the theater if you get a chance. If not, then yeah, watch it on Peacock. And I'm going to move on to the spoiler section, because it's really hard to not talk about spoilers, because this movie is just a big spoiler to begin with. Alright, so you're getting a lot of Corey Cunningham. Okay, he finds himself in a pickle after he accidentally kills a kid he's babysitting for, which... Fuck! I'm not even supposed to be here today! He had to fill in last minute as a babysitter. He usually does yard work for the family. But ends up killing their damn kid. The kid was a shit and kind of had to come in. And why is that house so big for 3 people? Oh well. Yeah, and it takes a while. He gets bullied by band geeks. I don't know why the band geeks are so mean. Maybe that wasn't the right call on bullies. I do say it's a unique group of people to be bullies. If it's a Stephen King movie, they'd be greasers. You'd expect them to at least be football-playing jocks or something, but no, they're the band geeks, and that kind of makes it hilarious, but it's kind of sad. I don't know if I would have gone with that, but whatever. Yeah, and then him and Allison kind of get this thing going, and Laurie even kind of sets it up, but then she knows there's something different about him later, and it's after he gets pushed off a bridge, and he meets Michael Myers in a cave, like a sewer, hanging out like he's a Ninja Turtle, but where do you expect him to go? I mean, they burned down his goddamn house. Where would he be? He's kind of like living off of homeless people and killing whoever he can drag into there, I guess. But the dude's finally, like, age is catching up to him, and people are like really mad that they're seeing this. But you know what? It was sad in that moment in Batman Beyond when Bruce Wayne realized he was too old to fight crime. He had to grab a criminal's gun and threaten to shoot the criminal lethally with the criminal's own gun because he couldn't hang anymore. And yeah, that was sad, but I love Batman Beyond. Do I love it more than the original Batman? No, and I don't love this movie more than the original Halloween. Nor should I. But it is the Batman Beyond of the franchise. And I like that. I think that's cool. Franchise finally needed to go there. It's teased us several times with having new killers. It was like they were supposed to happen in part 5 and in part 6, and even in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was kind of going in that direction. But they never actually had the balls to finish it that way. So, you know what? We never got our full movie of it. We finally did, and it's Corey Cunningham, and I think Rowan Campbell does a pretty good job, and I hope I would like to see him in more movies. You know, maybe I'm kind of burned out of Halloween movies at this point. I don't think we need to rush out and get another movie. I'm good. I think this trilogy was great. We can wait a while, and then we can get a new Halloween somewhere down the road, but I'm kind of good for a while. I'd like to see some other franchises have some sequels or soft reboots or whatever. I don't know. I'd like to just see something totally new as well, and I've seen some of those movies, actually. Really good. So, it's been actually a pretty good year. Anyways, yeah. If you hate this movie, well, I'm not going to be able to change your mind. You've made it up. Yeah, like, I think you made it up before you even finished watching it. But that's how it is. If you haven't seen this, I say go into it and give it a chance. Like, just know open-mindedly that this isn't going to be all about Michael Myers. It's going to be about new people as well. You get Michael Myers, you get Laurie, and there's an epic face-off at the end, and even though the big fight between them isn't the most epic fight I've seen Michael Myers end a movie with, at least he doesn't get roundhouse kicked, like across the screen while he was still more in his prime. He's an old man now, and so is Laurie. Cut him some slack. I think it's pretty fucking hardcore of a fight for the fact that they're old as hell. And then, oh yeah, they take him to the junkyard and just put him down in the fucking scrap grinder, and it just smashes him all up. I thought it was a great fitting end to an iconic character like Michael Myers. I loved it. Yeah, anyways, like I said, check it out. I hope you don't hate it. If you want to tell me how wrong I am, feel free to do that in the comments. I don't really give a shit. And if you want to hear me and Gory's thoughts even deeper on this movie, check her stream out. Gonna be on November 4th. We will deep dive into this movie and get way into it. Cut!
Yeah.